In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NFL games happening on October 4th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Tennessee Titans versus Arizona Cardinals. As Week 5 of the 2025 NFL season arrives, only 3 teams are still searching for their first win. The Jets and Saints return home at 0-4, while the Titans look to break through on the road with a trip to Arizona. Tennessee has yet to find the end zone in either of its 2 away games, falling at Denver and Houston. Last week's 26-0 shutout loss to the Texans was close through 3 quarters, with the Titans trailing just 6-0 before collapsing in the final frame and being outscored 20-0. Their offense produced only 155 total yards, and top draft pick Cam Ward has surpassed 175 passing yards just once in his first 4 starts. Arizona opened the year 2-0 with wins over New Orleans and Carolina, but those opponents have combined for only 1 victory. Their 2 losses came down to the final snap against division rivals San Francisco and Seattle. That leaves the Cardinals as the only National Football Conference West team with multiple division defeats, though a win here would still push them above .500. Against Seattle last Thursday, Arizona trailed 20-6 before storming back with 2 late touchdowns to tie the game at 20-20. However, a poor kickoff gave the Seahawks a short field, and they converted it into a game-winning kick, handing Arizona its 5th division loss in its last 6 attempts. Since the start of 2024, Tennessee has been dreadful against the spread, posting a 3-19 record. The lone bright spot is that all 3 covers came away from home. The Titans also sit near the bottom of the league in total offense, averaging just 210.5 yards per game, ahead of only the Bengals. Meanwhile, Arizona went 4-1 against American Football Conference opponents last season, including convincing home wins over both the Jets and Patriots. Coming off extended rest, this feels like a strong bounce-back spot for the Cardinals against a toothless Titans offense. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Cardinals to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total of 41.5 makes sense given Tennessee's offensive struggles. Through 4 games, the Titans have scored only 3 touchdowns, 2 of which came in garbage time against Indianapolis. They were shut out by Houston last week, marking their 2nd under in as many road games. At home, however, their matchups with the Rams and Colts went comfortably over. Arizona has hit the under in 3 of 4 games, though those totals closed higher than this week's number. Their defense contained Seattle last Thursday, holding the Seahawks to 23 points after the offense had scored 31 and 44 in the prior 2 weeks. Both teams rank bottom 5 in yards gained per game and bottom 10 in yards allowed, creating an odd mix of inefficiency on both sides of the ball. Kyler Murray has yet to eclipse 220 passing yards this season, finishing with 200 yards on 27 completions in the loss to Seattle. Tennessee's pass defense has held 3 of 4 opponents to 233 yards or fewer through the air. On the other side, Arizona has struggled against opposing quarterbacks, giving up 328 to Bryce Young, 284 to Mac Jones, and 242 to Sam Darnold. Still, much of Young's production came late with the game already out of reach. Considering Tennessee has scored just 12 points in 2 road contests, there's little reason to expect fireworks here. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Lions versus Cincinnati Bengals. The Detroit Lions travel to Paycor Stadium to take on the Cincinnati Bengals in Sunday NFL action. The spread is wide for a road favorite, but Detroit's league-leading scoring offense should have its way against a Bengals defense that looks like the same leaky unit from last season. Cincinnati can't get consistent stops, and their offense has been toothless with Jake Browning under center. Frustration is already showing, with Ja'Marr Chase visibly upset on the sidelines during their last outing. On top of that, the Bengals Bengals have less prep time this week, making matters worse. Detroit has cashed in 5 of its last 6 as a favorite, while Cincinnati has failed to cover in 8 of its last 12 as a dog. This feels like a spot where things could spiral for the Bengals, even with the Lions on the road. As our fifth pick for this matchup, the Detroit Lions to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Detroit's offense has shown it can push games over the total almost on its own, even if Cincinnati doesn't provide much scoring. The Lions have put up 34 or more in 3 straight contests, highlighted by a 52-point explosion against Chicago. Meanwhile, the Bengals have been shredded for 76 points in their last 2 games. Browning has fueled opposing offenses with 5 interceptions on just 84 attempts, constantly gifting short fields. That said, returning home should give Browning at least some chance at stabilizing things. His recent struggles came against top-tier defenses in Minnesota and Denver, so he could find more success here. Detroit's pass defense has been shaky, allowing 7.6 yards per attempt, which opens the door for Ja'Marr Chase to finally get rolling. Since the Bengals can't run the ball effectively, expect them to throw often and test Detroit's secondary. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Commanders versus Los Angeles Chargers. The Washington Commanders head west to face the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 5 NFL action at SoFi Stadium on Sunday. Los Angeles enters this matchup looking to bounce back after an ugly loss to the Giants, and you know they'll be eager to wipe that performance from memory. Washington, meanwhile, continues to deal with defensive inconsistencies, and offensively, they're not fully reliable with both Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin still showing up on the injury report. Marcus Mariota hasn't provided enough in 2025 to make up for those shortcomings. I understand the case for taking Washington as an underdog if Daniels suits up, but the Commanders simply haven't looked the same away from home. We've already seen them struggle badly against Green Bay's defense, and this is another matchup where their flaws could be exposed. The Chargers aren't without issues, particularly on the offensive line, and they may not be as strong as their reputation suggests. Still, this feels like a prime bounce-back spot at home against an injury-weakened Commanders squad. After a letdown against New York, the Bolts should respond with a win and cover. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Chargers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Chargers have played to the under in 3 of 4 games this year, and their defense under Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minter has been excellent, holding opponents to just 17.8 points per contest, good for 4th in the league. That unit should be able to keep Washington in check here. On offense, the Chargers will move the ball, but it's hard to expect a blow-up performance given the state of their offensive line. With multiple starters banged up, protection has already been shaky, and Washington should find opportunities to disrupt early downs. That alone should be enough to keep this game from climbing too high on the scoreboard. With the total set a bit too generously, the safer play is the under. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New England Patriots versus Buffalo Bills. Buffalo survived a bit of a scare against New Orleans, but in the end, the outcome was never really in doubt. The Bills pulled ahead by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and still won the stat battle, outgaining the Saints 356 to 298 in total yardage and 6.2 to 4.6 in yards per play. Josh Allen tossed an uncharacteristic interception, but otherwise it was a controlled, if not flashy, performance. For top-tier teams, not every win has to look spectacular, and Buffalo continues to prove that when the pressure mounts, they deliver. No opponent has truly threatened them yet. New England enters off a week where the spotlight was firmly on them. Inspired by the news that defensive coordinator Terrell Williams was stepping away to battle cancer, the Patriots put together their most dominant effort of the season. After opening with a kickoff return touchdown, their offensive line overpowered Carolina in the run game, while the Panthers' mistakes on special teams only accelerated the rout. Once Carolina was forced into a pass-heavy approach, New England's defense smothered them the rest of the way. Rookie quarterback Drake May earned plenty of attention following that victory. While he does deserve credit for showing composure, it's important not to overstate what he did. An efficient game against one of the league's weakest opponents isn't proof of stardom, especially considering the Panthers are now 1-17 on the road with Bryce Young. May's flashes of promise are real, but through the first 3 weeks, this offense was averaging only 16.7 points per contest. Even in Week 4's 41-point outburst, most drives were set up by stellar returns, and May finished with only 17 passing attempts. Buffalo hasn't always looked dominant, sometimes playing down to its competition, but this is still a favorable home spot before a Monday night showdown in Atlanta next week. Meanwhile, New England begins a tough 3-game road stretch in Orchard Park. The number is big, but Buffalo should find multiple chances to extend the margin and cover. As our first pick for this matchup, the Buffalo Bills to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Buffalo has gone over the total in 3 of its first 4 games and ranks second in the league in scoring. Quietly, New England has climbed into the top 10, sitting at 10th in scoring, and they've topped 30 points in both of their wins. Both offenses excel in the red zone, ranking among the NFL's best in converting trips into touchdowns. With that efficiency and firepower, this matchup sets up for steady scoring on both sides and a final total that clears the number. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.